Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, here we go again. It's Tuesday night. It's the Tuesday night flight. We got a full house. We have a lot of things to cover tonight in a short amount of time. Hopefully you join in the comment section. As always, this is the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This is the Tuesday night flight. I am your host, the Midnight Rider. With me tonight, leading you through this voyage, we got the gentleman Jack Carr, we got the correspondent, and we got the big guy KG. And after all of that, fellas, what's going on?
Good evening.
If I sound a little
what is up?
Would you say
struggle
KG?
is up, my brother? Wages are not up. Crime is up. That's what's up, my brother.
Oh, okay. We're doing that today. Got you. Got you, bro. All right. Let's get started on this real quick. And with that being said, we start with some gloomy news. George Wendt passes away today. He's probably most known for his role as Norm on Cheers. I mean, that's the only way you know the show. You probably, if you don't see him, the only other thing like that really sticks out is the Saturday Night Live skit with the Bears. The Bears. So just go around the room. We can start with Jack and just take it around the top of the screen. Jack, KG, and with the correspondent.
Oh, man. That's Norm's chair. That's Norm's stool right there, you know. I mean, he had his spot. And every bar got that. I used to have a spot like that 20 years ago over here at Big Bats, you know. You get your, as I used to call them, your bar rats, your bar flies. You know, they become family. I mean, hell, like I say, I slowed my roll when I had Cam. She's 19, so that's about when my happy hour stopped. Daily happy hour stopped. So yeah, I can relate to a guy like Norm and a show like Cheers. Just sitting there belly up, making conversation, having a beverage. And you can just become so tight, like family. So next time I get me a drink, I'll definitely tilt it to Norm. Keith?
No, I mean, I grew up like you guys did watching the show. You know, I thought the banter between Cliff and Norm, you know, was, you know, they loved each other, but they hated each other kind of thing. So, you know, I had that perfect, you know, symmetry, you know, going on. Yeah, and everyone's kind of, Norm's character was like, I just felt like everybody either had an uncle or a grandfather that carried himself that way. And, you know, his main objective was get his work done and get his ass to the bar, you know, and have myself a adult beverage here before I go home and turn in for the night. So, no, just, you know, I grew up watching the show, enjoyed it. Sorry to hear that he passed away today. Big guy.
What was he? 60, 67, huh?
No, he had to be older than that.
I think he was 70.
That's what I thought. Pretty sure.
I thought it was 70. It may have been 76, but I'll check. But I'm going to be honest with you.
76, you got it.
Dyslexia.
I'm going to be honest with you. I watch Cheers a lot now that I'm older. I understand the jokes more. And I was just telling my wife, I said, you know, Norm was Frasier's son first word. When he had the baby in the barn, he came in, he said, Norm, that was his first words. Like, that's something that makes me happy, you know? And then I think about it. I said, I thought that's what adult life was supposed to be. I'm supposed to get off work, hit the bar, and I walk in the door, and everybody knows my name. That's what Cheers set up a unrealistic reality for me. But Maddie had made a post, and he said it here. It's a dog eat dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear. That right there. And
that's great.
I said the only way this would that I can take some solace in this is I would have loved to just been a fly on the wall for, but when the pearly gates opened and he walked in, everybody just went, Norm! As soon as he walked in heaven, I said that would have been serendipitous right there. That'd have been great.
Yeah.
But I mean, That's a part of our. Well, I'm the young puppy, so that's a part of my childhood. That's a part of you guys' teenage years. So
Whoa.
Oh, I'm catching strays over here. Damn.
They ain't my teenage years. They was puppies. What you think far off me?
Oh man.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Are you? Looking well.
So I'm with everybody else here, man. The Bears, the Norm lifestyle. I've been Norm at several places. I can name about 4 bars right now off the top of my head where I go in, bartend, and I make eye contact, and it's on and
Drinks on the
popping.
bar.
Oh, what? Drinks on the bar, and unless I'm drinking beer, he'll ask that. And if I'm drinking beer, then it's like, all right, what you got to feel for today? But
Right.
other than that, it's Crown and Ginger. Boom, we good to go, and that's how we start our day out. But classic character, great joke, great punchlines. Just I gotta say, truly one of the best, man. In the words of John Thompson, truly one of the best.
Yeah, for sure.
And with that being said, where we going, KG? You keep flipping comments. I was gonna read them.
Oh, my bad. I was getting to them. All right, go ahead. Look,
that's all you.
If you got the banners, I got the comments. How about that?
All right, go ahead.
I'm your backup tonight.
Go ahead, take it. Blame it on the boogie.
Let me show you the way to go. Matty Ice said the Bears. Xavier checking in with the hello guys. Hey, is schoolwork done? Your homework done?
Xavier. How you say Midnight Rider?
Xavier.
Now this is new thing that they doing. I'm just wanting to see something. Okay, we're not gonna mess with that. But where we going next? Gotta go PGA.
All right.
You guys want to put a bow on this PGA? You guys want to get into that now? I'm good with that.
Let's do it.
All right. So look, we talked Sunday morning. We thought, we're just gonna eat some cake and enjoy a nice stroll around Quail Hollow, but halfway through, Jon Rahm sitting on 10T. He done closed the gap. He's tied with Scotty with an incredible opportunity to make some noise. But we'll get into John a little bit here because my man folded like an absolute lawn chair out there on the last 3 holes. So we'll get into him. But props to Scotty. They narrowed the margins on him, and he just drew off anyway. It's just like a horse. You get up neck to neck with him, and he just says, "No, I got it. I got a little something extra for you." So, guys, check this out. Check that out with Scotty. Scotty wins his 3rd major. He cashed a $3.24 million check Sunday. His caddy won made $342,000 for 4 days of 4 days of work. He won that tournament by 5 shots.
4 days.
4 days of work. So he won that. He won a major tournament by 5 shots, guys. That's kind of hard to do. Scotty's starting to tip his toes into some other categories here. He's the 3rd youngest to have 3 majors and 15 PGA Tour wins. There's only 2 other dudes. Can you guess who they are?
I thought you was gonna say something, Pete.
What's that?
Tiger Woods, one of them.
All right, and who's the other one?
I say Tiger Woods is one of the 2 you're talking about.
He is
right?
one. Yep. Who's the other?
Give me the stat again.
Nicholas.
Jack Nicklaus. So those are the only 3 that have 3 majors and 15 PGA Tour wins at age 28. By age 28, that's pretty significant. Yeah. So guys, the last 4 seasons.
I thought that's where you were going with this. If you want to talking Tiger F.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's.
No, I thought that's where you were going with this a little bit, saying that he's playing. I don't want to go there, not yet.
All right. Well, just hear me out for a second. All right, I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you. All right. The last 4 seasons, Scotty's last 4 seasons. All right. 82 starts, 45 top 5s. 45 top 5s, 18 wins, 3 majors. He won 2 players, which is basically the 5th major, right? 1 gold medal, 4 missed cuts. I mean, I know Tiger went 5 or 6 years without missing a cut, but only 4 missed cuts and 1 a year, right? And over $75 million in official PGA Tour winnings. I mean, he's getting there. He's getting there. And the one takeaway, guys, I had from Scotty's game that I didn't realize or recognize before, and where some other guys fell off, especially on the back 9. I don't know if you ever heard, like, when they're whispering into the mic when a guy's about to hit the golf ball, he's gonna hold this into the wind. You ever hear him say that? He's gonna try to hold this into the wind, right? Well, guys that hit straight balls, you can't hold the ball into the wind hitting it straight. The wind's you have to curve the ball into the wind to hold it against the wind. That means if the wind's blowing this way, you got to curve it right to left. If it's blowing the other way, you got to curve it left to right to stand it up into the wind so it does stay straight. And he does that incredibly. And that's one of the areas where he's setting himself apart. He can beat you anywhere. His game just travels. It does.
Yeah, but he tends to be out already. He doesn't storm up the leaderboard on Saturday and Sunday like Tiger used to do. That's the difference I feel that Scotty doesn't have. He's definitely got some, how should you say, some early greatness.
Well, look up the Olympics. He was 8 shots back on the last day and won. He's capable.
Is that right? That's good tidbit to know, but I just don't recall it. I used to recall him playing smart golf and staying within striking distance at all times, it seems.
Tiger didn't do a lot of hunting either. Tiger did a lot of front running and holding on. So, but again, similar trajectories, not quite Tiger's trajectory, but the best we've seen since Tiger, that's for sure. I think we got to beat up Rory here, Rory, we talked about it Sunday. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but my worst performer based on gambling odds and what was expected of him was Rory. You can blame what you want on the driver deal, driver gate, whatever you want to call it. And then real quick, I need to talk about Jon Rahm for a second. Get something off my chest here. I've had enough of him. Right, I've had enough of him getting up on the microphone talking about live golf is good enough for him to get himself ready for championship golf. It's not. It's obviously not. He went bogey, double bogey to finish that golf tournament out Sunday when he had a chance to win.
Isn't he the hottest golfer on the LIV Tour? Isn't he the hottest golfer on the LIV Tour, though?
I mean, I would say Bryson probably is. But the LIV Tour is the LIV Tour. I mean, LIV Tours. This is my point. The LIV Tour is not preparing him to win major championship golf. Right? They're playing 54 holes, not 72 holes. Right? They're wearing shorts. They're listening to Bruno Mars out there on the course. They got shotgun starts over there. Come on, you think you're gonna take a shotgun start seriously?
Wrong with it. That's the only thing I like about it.
I mean, it's good for the consumer. You get in there and get out, but it's not. And they're not playing good golf courses. They're not playing championship golf courses. So Jon Rahm, he's a great player. He'll probably get his. He'll probably prove me wrong this week for all I know. But he just needs to do less talking and more practicing, in my opinion.
Well, didn't he say that this was the best time he had playing golf in a long time?
Well, he said that Saturday. He didn't say that on Sunday. Not to my knowledge.
No, I knew he said it this weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, his swing, guys, is, you guys probably haven't seen it. It's quick. It's a very short takeaway and a snap through, and it's effective. But when there's pressure, he tugs on it. He likes to, he pulls on it, and that's sort of his bugaboo. But again, I mean, a lot of other great players didn't make the cut either. So, but they weren't talking about how good they were doing and how they're ready. Their pedigree these last couple months have led them, and he's sort of ready to rock, and he's battle tested, because he just proved that, he needs to go back and do some more practicing. Woo! So yeah, props to Scotty. He got it done. Guys, the next major is going to be at Oakmont. I think we talked about this before, right outside of Pittsburgh. And what's unique about the U.S. Open this year is it's not going to be 11 under, 9 under winner. you know, people are going to be scraping I think, unless it's super soft, you're going to be scraping to try to be even par. You know, I think even par is going to be a good score, maybe even a winning score, 1 under, maybe. So, and really the last thing was my guy, Denny McCarthy. He shot 1 under on Sunday, top 8 finish. That's great for him when it comes to qualifying for more majors. So he can, obviously, the more majors you can get yourself qualified for, the better chance you can either win one or stay qualified for additional ones that extend your career. And lastly, Sergio Garcia. My man Sergio Garcia missed the cut at the PGA and then went to a qualifier yesterday in Texas to try to qualify for the U.S. Open and got his ass beat by club pros selling slacks, okay, and is not qualified for the U.S. Open. So the guy that sells you his green fee at the golf course, those are the types of guys that beat Sergio's ass yesterday down in Lubbock, Texas. So unless he gets some sort of special exemption, he won't be playing in the U.S. Open next month. But Scotty gets it done.
What do you think the chances of that happening are? What are the chances of that happening? I mean, they do give out exemptions.
They do, but those usually sponsored exemptions. Unless they do a live exemption is what they're talking about, like letting a few more guys in that have had decent seasons on live. I'm not sure if he'd qualify for that or not, but he's going to have to scratch and claw to get in. As of right now, he doesn't have the credentials to be in the mix or being teed up on Father's Day.
Though, you know?
Yeah, that's another one that's just I just think the way of life over there. I mean, they got paid, good for them. It's not, you know what I mean? I'm not throwing shade at them. It's just it ain't. I mean, you got to be a special dude for it to translate. You know, DeChambeau won a major over at Live. Patrick Reed played pretty good in a few tournaments. You know, we talked about it. DJ, Phil, Koepka. Koepka won one very quickly, but he's fallen off since. So, what you got, Midnight Rider?
What is the time frame on these agreements with these live players? Are they like, how long are they tied to the tournament?
Oh, yeah.
How long are they tied to the major tournaments?
How long are they tied to the live tour itself?
Well, they each have individual contracts. Some of them are 2 years, 3 years, and 4-year deals. I think John Rahm's might be 5. I think he got $100 million for 5 years. So I think at one point, you know, Liv had some leverage because so many great players went over there. But the thought was, well, how do we get them? How do we bring it back with the PGA Tour and the people that didn't go? How do we pay them? You know, how do we offset those costs? Liv's doing so bad with ratings. You know, I mean, the Saudis got the PIFs got a ton of racks of cash, and they can probably hold on forever. But they're still business people. I mean, it's leaking oil. You know. Pretty literally, they went from the CW to Fox, and less people are watching for whatever reason. You know, it just for me, I watched the first season, the whole thing, because I was so intrigued by it. It's just too loose for me for super competitive golf. Yeah.
It is wild. I mean, I used to love having some speakers out at the basketball court, you know, but having booming on the golf course, I mean, my buddies do it sometime with their phones and stuff and bring a little boom box. But, yeah, that's a little weird. It's like a party out there. But the question I want to ask you, Keith, because you were talking about money over there.
Yeah.
How are the purses compared to the purses in the PGA?
They're more. Well, not more than the majors, but more than a standalone tournament. I mean, Liv really only has 9 events and then like a two-week playoff. It's really only 9 events. That's why those guys went. They got paid just like a NBA player would. They got a contract to play golf up front. With incentivized, if you win big with a team element, right? Behind it. But it's less golf, right? It's 54 holes. No pro-am. The day before, which is a pain in the ass for the players. In a lot of instances, they want to work on their game or they want to spend time with the family instead of out with some CEO of some company shooting 110. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's so less golf, more family time, guaranteed money. basically. But now,
So give me straight. You shine with Live. Live season's over. You cannot go PGA
no, unless unless there's the major and you
unless
qualify.
it's
But
majors and stuff you're qualified for, right?
yeah,
But season's over, and I know John Deere. I don't know when it is, but say John Deere is coming up. They got no more Live.
Yep.
They can't just say, "Hey, I'm playing John Deere."
no,
Okay.
they don't have PGA cards.
Players in the okay, so it's playing PGA can't go over and play in the Live. Got it.
Correct.
Huh. So everybody on the Live tour is under contract, or are Saudi locals on the tour too?
Yep. Just like these are teams, right? Like Koepka has a team. Crushers, you see you see DeChambeau with his Crushers logo on. He's got 3 other dudes on his team, right? That has their own contract. It's just like the 8th dude on the bench. He's making less money than the starter. That's kind of how everyone's making it. Everyone's making it. Yeah, it's wild.
I never got.
It's like
never got deep into it.
They're gonna have to come together at some point, but I think the PGA now is trying to wait them out.
Yep.
See if they'll go belly up. At first, 18 months ago, I think it was going to be inevitable that they merge. Absolutely inevitable. Now I don't what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, I don't know if that's necessarily the case. So, and I know some guys would like to come back if they could, but the money part makes it sticky. And these existing players on the tour that stayed or were no names, and now they're not no names because they all got moved up in the world rankings. When all those guys got pulled off the world rankings, Harry Homeowner went from 310 in the world to 210 in the world pretty quick. And all of a sudden that allows him to play in more tournaments and have more access and more availability and opportunity to, cash a weekend check, make a cut.
Got it.
Yep.
It's crazy you say that because I thought that they were going to merge a little while ago too. But I once I knew who was back in the Live Tour, I said they got enough money to air condition hell 3 times over.
Yep.
So it's not a money issue. And everybody ran and took the bread. Well, not everybody, but most people ran. They took the bread, and it's just like, okay. But I thought this was going to cripple the PGA Tour. I really did. When it first happened, I was like, this may cripple the PGA Tour, but they stood strong. It's not a problem.
Yeah, they stayed strong. And in some of these events, KG, have been hard to watch. There's been some events, the John Deere Classic, for example, where there's no big names even, showing up for them.
February, right? Ain't that in February?
February, it's just getting started. The season, as you guys know, starts in Hawaii, weather. Then they get to California. Then they hit Arizona. The waste management come through.
February. If you just had golf from January to February, I remember probably the past 10 years. That guy Johnny Walker always wins in January and February, but you don't never see him winning later on.
Yeah, there you go. So
he gets his victories, it seems, almost every year, but it's in the beginning when nobody's there.
Yep.
I just thought of that.
So what do you think now is the challenge for Liv? Like, can it find momentum again, or did it miss its window?
That's a great question. I feel like a lot of it is on Bryson, unfortunately. Like, he's so polarizing. He was a heel. I'm telling you, 2 years ago, he was not a preferred. His YouTube game has been incredibly strong. He's become popular that way. His admittedly his approach to life and to golf. He hit the reset button there. He just has so much appreciation for the gifts he's been given, and is going to try to maximize them and spread golf love, sprinkle it as many places that he possibly can. And I think he's been an ambassador of that ever since. So he's a guy, I just think with Liv, you got, it's team driven, it's individuals, but then underlying team. And then every team's got name. Like it's just like Phil. I don't know if you guys know this. Phil's over 1,000th ranked in the world now.
Right.
You know what I mean? His team's probably going to get relegated. You know, are they really going to relegate Phil? They gave Phil all the money. Phil still got 2 years left or whatever it is on his deal. You know, they're going to relegate Phil. And, you know, so, you know, I work for a business and you know, I feel like corporate America, we got money, but we're still running it tight. You know, we're still managing. I don't know if the Saudis are just going to, you know, lose, you know, $200 million a week, whatever the cost of business is, you know, forever. So we'll see how it goes. I don't see a glaring light, a path to pull themselves out. They need people watching, you know, they're hurting with advertisers and such. So we'll see how they do. But I think it's inevitable. Either that folds or they figure out some sort of merger with the PGA Tour. But I think Liv's leaking oil right now for sure.
Yeah.
Follow up this weekend. We've got the Seniors Open at Congressional this weekend?
Yeah, the seniors are at Congressional. It doesn't have much juice, but if you want to go see some old timers down there in Montgomery County, you're welcome to do so.
Bernard Liner.
Yeah, it doesn't have too much of my attention. I'll follow along as it goes, but yeah, we'll see. VJ's got a nice swing. David Toms is in form. There's a couple guys come to mind that probably keep an eye out for. But Senior Tour doesn't do it for me too much.
Just wanted to check.
Yeah,
the depravity.
Well, the Senior Tour used to be just as good as the PGA, you know, the PGA Tour proper. Like I wasn't able to watch Jack Nicklaus on the PGA Tour. I saw him on the Senior Tour, so that's when I got to watch him play. What's his name? The Shark. Greg Norman.
Greg Norman.
Yeah, I got to watch him on the PGA Tour, but it's a lot of names. I'm looking at the tournament details for Congressional. You got who's that? That's Stephen Ames. He's Slocum, and you guys are right. It's like who? Like okay. I'm not as happy to see the Senior Tour as I used to be.
Well, the Senior Tour, I mean, it was. You're right. It was lit when it hit. You know, gosh, that's got to be like 40 years now. But yeah, we had like Chichi Rodriguez and Lee Trevino and Tom Watson and Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. I mean, it was like a show and golf, good golf. You know what I mean? Because those guys are charismatic on the course, show their emotions. We just got a bunch of stiffs out there. A lot of these guys that are really good on the Senior Tour are guys that stayed healthy and were never really good on the PGA Tour, but they kept playing. They could hit the ball a long way, and then they kind of hit their stride, or they didn't fall off as much, lose as much strength or as much skill as some other guys. So it's just sort of lost its juice, lost its credibility, you know, the Senior Tour. I like the LPGA Tour, you know, more than the Senior Tour these days, for me.
Okay.
Well, the Senior Tour should get lit in about another 2 years. Midnight Rider with Tiger get on the Senior Tour.
Well, Tiger ain't doing that Senior Tour. No chance.
I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think.
KG, you know what's gonna be lit?
He's gonna be teaching his boy. He's gonna be running his show.
The Ryder Cup is gonna be lit in September.
What?
So I mean, so we've got June U.S. Open, July Open Championship at Rory's home country, Northern Ireland, and then September USA versus Europe in the Ryder Cup. That's going to be. I might be doing a hit from there too. Just I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I might be up there. So with the red, white, and blue on, I might have to do a spot. So definitely be at the BMW. Might be at the Ryder Cup, just waiting on something to come through. So that's a wrap on the PGA tournament, guys. PGA Championship.
All right, cool, man. All right, guys.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
This week we got some unfinished business from the NBA. The OKC Thunder 125. The Denver Nuggets 93. OKC advances on to the Western Conference Finals. Let's take it around the world again, same way. What's your thoughts, Jack? All right, looks like he's stuck. Jack? Jack, we talking Nuggets and the Thunder. Thunder 125, Nuggets 93. What's your thoughts on the game?
You talking about that game Sunday?
Yeah.
We're talking about, okay. Yeah, man, I tell you, it started out real nice. First quarter was tight. I mean, they were just exchanging baskets. Then they I couldn't believe they had that Caruso checking Jokic, and it was effective. He got help when he got down low, don't get me wrong, but Caruso was just bugging him the whole time. I don't think that cost Denver the game or nothing. I mean, there was other players that weren't performing, but that third quarter just wiped them out. OKC went to town. I thought Denver was going to win it. Now we got a really nice, intriguing matchup with two young teams with OKC and Minnesota. I'm looking forward to that. What you got, Keith?
I didn't see the game, but I mean, just looking at some of the box scores, I'm trying to figure out how OKC had so many points.
In the third quarter.
64 points in the paint. Like who was putting that work in for OKC? I mean, do you guys know? Like
Hartenstein, Holmgren was swinging on the rim. And Hartenstein chipped in, and Jalen Williams was swinging on the rim. They put on a dunk fest. They was open and baselining. It was Jalen Williams did most of the paint scoring.
Okay.
So that's where that came from. I mean,
a stats guy looking at this box score
guys,
here.
Oklahoma City had four guys in double figures.
I mean, I think it starts and ends with 22 turnovers, right? I mean, that's 22 turnovers to 9. I mean, I think that really paints that paints a picture, right? 3-point percentages, 22-7
for the picture
for Denver.
Got that on mine.
30.8. So OKC shot it well, 50% from the floor.
Yeah.
Right.
OKC. Outplayed them 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like they outworked them too.
Did you mention Denver's 10% from behind the line?
Denver shot 22.7 from behind the line. Looks like they were 10 for 44. It took 44 3-pointers.
Oh yeah, I see it now. What was 10? Old man ain't got his glasses on.
Nah, I got you.
What did you see out there, KG?
I'm just looking at it. I love what you said. You brought up something really, really good because they've been going on and on and on about it on X, formerly known as Twitter. Oh, you telling me Alex Caruso could really lock down Jokic like that? He fronted the post. It's old school defense. He fronted the post so he couldn't get the ball in his sweet spot. That's it. And it was good. It was good. He fronted the post, and then when he went over the top to go to the basket, he was discombobulated, harassed him, missed shot. It was good coaching. That's good coaching right there.
Agreed.
But the simple fact, like the correspondent said, 44 threes. You're 10 of 44 from 3-point lane. Number one, you're not going to win the game shooting like that. And then you still shot 39% from the floor. You're not going to win shooting like that. The Nuggets did out rebound the Thunder, 47 to 44.
OKC only made 2 more threes than them. They both shot,
but they didn't take as many. My thing is, you know how I feel. I don't believe that.
I know
you should be taking that many threes in the game anyway. The mid range should open up. Everybody that's in the league right now should be able to hit a mid range. So that's just my thoughts. But OKC wanted it more. Russ played 22 minutes, only got 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists.
I'd love to see how many turnovers he had. I seen 4 out of Russ. I mean, one time he threw it when there wasn't even nobody there. I mean, no coach, no referee. You know, sometimes they see the coach out of the peripheral. No, he just threw it straight to dude sitting on the wood. I was like, damn, that ain't my Russ.
Yeah. 16 steals. 16 steals is a lot. You know, that's a lot of. I mean, that's a lot of transitional opportunities for your opponent, right?
Well, they were giving it up a lot too. It wasn't necessarily, you know, like you think a steal is. You know, they were sloppy with the ball. It surprised me. It really did that they got smoked like that.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Because me and Midnight Rider, we rolled out about halftime to go on a field trip, and we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, by the time we got done what we were doing, I looked at the score and saw a blowout because it was close. Second quarter, almost into halftime, and then I don't know what happened. They just I think that's when they started putting Caruso on, wasn't it? In the second half. I don't know, man, but I'm seeing so much about it. Like he shut down the Joker. I mean, he had help. He didn't do it all by himself.
You think OKC's legs are going to be? I mean, with a coasting victory like that, you think their legs are going to be okay for tonight? You know, I think that crowd's going to prop them up and give them, especially
definitely
coming out of the shoot, going to give them some energy. You know,
but Minnesota got a strong defense. Midnight Rider.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick, just to put a bow on the series itself. The Nuggets got a lot of work to do, and we're gonna have some questions when we do our question segment about a couple of these teams and where do they go from here. I didn't expect it to be a blowout, but I like the way that. I mean, you just had some old school coaching. Somebody figure it out. All right, let's take him off his spot. Let's not give this away. You know, let's not let him do what he wants to do, and let's see what happens. And that's what we got there. You know, it's just one of those things. Sometimes it's simple, man. And just a quick update. If you're a Hurricanes fan right now, you're not having a good time. Florida's up 2-0, 2 goals in the first period. So it's Florida 2, Carolina 0 in game 1. And I know we're going to do our quick little preview of that too in one of the next segments, but that's where we are in that. Real quick, Xavier said that his homework is all done. Tim Creamer says, "Damn, Jack, no repeat for your boys." J-Dub says, "What's up, fellas?"
You know it's such.
J-Dub.
And then J-Dub hits us back again. Old news, okay. OKC versus Minnesota started already. We agree. We just wanted to cover it up real quick and get to our preview. And with that being said, let's go ahead and preview it since it's starting right now. As we speak, I don't know if anybody's got a score, but if you get a score, let me know. I'll say 8:30. Oh, it's past 8:30. All right, so
I think they're coming back from commercial now for the tip.
But the score ain't gonna come up for another 10 minutes.
All right, cool. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and fellas, let's get your thoughts on this. Thunder versus Timberwolves, Western Conference Finals preview. As always, we started Jack Keith, big guy.
I'm here.
Yep. Well, OKC is back thumping full all cylinders, man. As you've seen the last 2 games, Holmgren, he's back in the swing of things. He had a little setback at the beginning of the playoffs of that injury he had 3 weeks prior to the playoffs. So he's kind of limped into the playoffs and kind of still rehabbing, but he looked really good Sunday. So Holmgren, Hartenstein, the big guys got to come out and play. And I heard something today, man. It was KG's boy, Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins on ESPN said SGA's got to average 35 to 37 points a game to win this series. I disagree with that because I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring games. I don't. I think they're going to be in the 110s or lower. Minnesota is a prime defensive team, and so is OKC. So I don't want to pick on these two because I'd love to see Minnesota win, but I think OKC is going to take it in 6. Ant-Man, I just don't think he's going to have enough to handle Shea. And
So,
I think
Jack,
that's what they're going to try.
You're disagreeing with KG's favorite basketball reporter, Kendrick Perkins?
Yeah, he's not gonna have to hit 35 to 37 points a game, as Perk said, because I don't think it's going to be that high scoring of an event. Either games. I'm serious. I'll be surprised if any of them get over 110, 115. There's not going to be no 140s out here. I promise that, like they did the other day. Yeah, that's what I got.
I mean, but you know how much KG loves him some Kendrick Perkins, man. I mean, I can't believe you're saying this.
Perk's all right with me. They showed Perk dunking when he played with KD in OKC. And it was like, damn, he done got fat. He was big as a player, man. But damn, now he just looks like a building on the side of the ESPN. But no, I like Perk. You know, he was a Celtic too, so I like Kendrick Perkins. I think he talks a little bit too big to what his legacy was or is. I mean, talks like he's, you know, on the shoestrings of the greats and shit. Nah, Perk, he was a role player, bro. So, OKC in 6, man.
Keith, your thoughts on the series or KG's favorite sports reporter, Perkins?
I like Perk. I mean, he's hit or miss for me, but overall, I think he does a pretty good job. I ain't gonna spend too much time on Perk. But look, I mean, SGA's averaging 45 points a game this year against Minnesota. So why can't he average 33
Is that right?
in this series?
Where did you find that at?
Because I'm a stats person. Everything, my whole life revolves around numbers. My whole life revolves around. So he's
sticking to my guns, man.
I agree to you. I think game 1, game 2 is going to be slowed down a little bit, and you'll see a whole lot of defense. I think the series will open up by the time game 5, game 6 come around. I expect OKC to win in 6 as well. So I do agree with you there, gentleman Jack. So I'm excited for this Holmgren Gobert matchup. Obviously, sort of mid-range outside game versus rim protector. How do they approach that? How they try to exploit one another? Do they try to really try to bang Holmgren inside and see, if they can get him to break a little bit and move him from underneath the basket?
New against old. Yeah.
All right, big guy KG, the biggest KG Perkins fan ever.
He's got to give us something on Perk. He already got back to me on that Perk stuff. I know what's up with that.
I try not to watch
it's
Kendrick
funny
Perkins.
Though. Well, when Midnight Rider posted in the chat, he posted in the chat the exact same phrase I heard on ESPN while I was watching before the show, and then next thing you know, Midnight Rider texted the same thing Perk just said. I swore one of y'all was listening to Perk.
What did I text?
Not at all. I'm not.
Giannis leave.
Oh, okay.
One of our later topics.
I'm not a Kendrick Perkins guy. Not any way, shape, or form, fashion. He is just like so many other players on that 2008 Celtics team. They overvalue their whole legacy. Paul Pierce thinks he's a top 10 player. Kevin Garnett thinks he's the ghost dog of the league. Daggone Doc Rivers think he's the greatest coach since Red Auerbach. Overvalue. Kendrick Perkins on that 2018, you got to remember, he was behind James Posey and Leon Poe. That says a lot right there. So, but
wasn't Ray Allen on that team?
Yeah, Ray Allen's the only one that doesn't talk about that team ad nauseum every time somebody puts a mic in front of his face.
I ain't seen him since, damn near.
And they had beef with him because he went to Miami.
Right. They hated him.
But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. T-Wolves in 7. They'll be T-Wolves will be real beat up when they face the Knicks in the finals. So
Whoa.
Wow. Well, that keeps us from having the jinx since you took another team. And I don't know why KG is tripping because he showed me his personally autographed Kendrick Perkins 43 jersey, but it's all good. I'm gonna let that slide.
You down, KG?
But
you'll catch me in a Cowboy jersey before you ever catch me in a Perkins jersey.
You got it up in a frame? Got it in a frame and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
He
Nice.
sleeps with it. What are you talking about? Put that shit on.
Got his little 43 socks.
This is what we do.
Y'all got me about to
Put
choke.
on KG.
There we go.
All right, so I'm gonna keep mine quick because I forgot how much more stuff we got to get through.
We do.
We have 46 minutes. Thunder versus Timberwolves. I think we gotta give a shout out to Maddie's show, Drive Time, because the guy Dylan, I don't know which one he goes by. He picked a lot of upsets, and I think this was his final 2 in the West. I think he's been spot on for the Western Conference. He picked most of the upsets, and most of the upsets happened. With that being said, I'm an SGA guy. I mean, I like me some Ant-Man, but SGA is my guy, and I got to see him get in the finals. I got to see them give OKC its first title period in Oklahoma, but the first one since '79 in the Supersonics. So because I don't think an East Coast team is beating either one of these two, and I'll go ahead and apologize now, but I just don't see it. I think both of these teams are too young, too deep, too athletic, and they're going to play a different style of basketball. And I think that's what we're going to see tonight. I think we're going to see some high flying, which is why I don't really buy the part that Jack's talking about, the 110. I think we're going to get to the 120s. I think we're going to get there because these teams are up pace. They want to use that athleticism. They want to use them hops. They're not waiting this clock out and trying to pin you down or do anything special or anything crazy, I should say. They're going to get to their offense and get going and let the young guys fly. Let the big guys do their thing. I don't even think Gobert's going to get near Holmgren. I think they're going to do something else in that matchup, but that's just how I see it. But, yeah, I got the Thunder. I'll say the Thunder in 6.
So we all have the same.
Yeah.
3 of us have the same.
Didn't
let's
KG
see.
pick Minnesota?
Yeah. KG picked Minnesota in 7.
Yeah.
And the 3 of us go 6. With
Yeah.
OKC.
And then here we go. We got actually let's go up here. Jack Wagner says Chet is balling. OKC puts up good big points, very deep team. They can all score. Facts.
I mean,
Jay
Chet's
Dub.
balling too much. That OKC's only got 3 points, and they're 6 minutes into the game. So I'm watching this thing.
Nerves.
It's
Nerves.
a lot of fouls, a lot of turnovers, a lot of it's a lot. Yeah, you're right, Midnight Rider. It's a lot of nerves right now. They'll settle it.
I'd take whatever the over is in the second quarter and the over in the third for both teams.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Let's see. J-Dub says he's taking Minnesota in 7, so he's got the KG.
So we got 2 and 2.
Yep. Boone says Wolves. Give me your number of games, Boone. You know we don't do that.
Put your name on it.
Minnesota gives up 108 points a game, and OKC gives up 112. I'm not far off. Y'all smoking.
Okay. All right. So J-Dub, early 8-0 lead for Minnesota. Oh boy.
What's
All right.
up?
The Oracle says Sonics is a different history than the Thunder.
It's not. Same organization.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. And then Boone says
6.
6. So that's where we are on that. Since we rolled out the West and the East gets started tomorrow,
Gotta
let's
go.
go ahead and jump into our conversation. Knicks versus Pacers. We can just kind of keep it the same way. And then KG hops back in. We just add him back to the rotation.
Okay. This is where I thought my Celtics would be, but hats off to the Knicks. They outplayed us. Prayers up to Jason Tatum. Like to see that man come back, bigger, stronger, powerful. Tough road, long road for the young man. Some of these guys, think about it. Kyrie Irving, he's gone through stuff like this 3-4 times in his career. Hell, missed more than half his college short career because of an injury. So that's wishes for Jason Tatum. The Knicks, man, I tell you that Jalen Brunson, he's just cold. He's just cold. I mean, he'll shoot a shot that you think he ain't never going to make. Off balance. 2 dudes on him. He's just cold. And Towns is not disappointing. So New York's playing strong. I think New York's the hottest team right now. Indiana, they've been resting, so it depends on which Halliburton wants to show up. Halliburton the distributor or Halliburton the distributor and the scorer? Because I've seen him get 15 assists and only get 3 or 4 points.
The most overrated player in the NBA, that Halliburton?
I don't think so, but yeah, that's
his peers judged him of that.
That was mentioned right before playoffs start. So maybe that was an Indiana thing done. You know what I'm saying? A little fuel on the chalkboard on the bulletin board. So he's nice. He's got a pure jumper. His jumper is sweet. And then you need dudes like what is it? Turner. Turner's been hot. He's played above what he's done this season in the playoffs. Turner wants this. You could just see it. But you need guys like Naismith to contribute. You can't have them over there just watching. It needs to be a team effort if Indiana's going to beat New York. But I picked New York, man, in 5. I think they're hot. Keith?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Tibbs is going to have to be willing to sort of adjust some of his defensive approach a little bit in this game. See if he can go off script and not be so prideful and just like, I play defense this way and this is how it's going to be. I think if he's willing to get creative and utilize his pieces and match up a little bit better. I like the Knicks. I hate to say it. I do not like the Knicks, man.
Nah, I hate the Knicks.
I used to dislike Brunson when he first got to the Knicks, and now he's like endearing to me. It's like I'm in his body while he's playing. I just love the way that's how I want my son to play. You know what I'm saying? Like he's on the ground all the time, gets up every time. Just seems like a great teammate. I kind of feel like he deserves it. He's going to carry his team through this. So yeah, I like the Knicks in 6. Let's call it 6. I was going to say 7, but I'll call it 6. But I think it's going to be defensive adjustments that Tibbs going to have to make. If he doesn't make them, then we could be looking this thing the other way.
Yep.
The big guy, what you got?
Having a little internet trouble here, so I might
be
on and off camera, but I'll say this. Jack, the Sonics, they gave the Sonics back, Seattle back the Sonics history because they want to put the Sonics back in Seattle. The Thunder and the Sonics, not the same organization anymore. Just like they split the Hornets and the Pelicans, they did the same thing with the Sonics.
Okay, Oracle.
Don't count no more. But
same
give me
so like Cleveland, Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
They cut it like that.
Right.
Okay. The Ravens became its own entity, and the Cleveland got to roll back.
They got their roll back because the team came back. Ain't never no team go back to Seattle.
They getting ready to put a team back in Seattle. That's what they're working on.
Getting ready. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's not.
But we not ready for expansion yet. Expansion's not till 28.
No, man. You leave the Tennessee Titans or the Houston Oilers.
That's the same thing because that's the same owner. They just moved. That's the same history.
It's the same team.
The same way the Boston Braves and the Washington Commanders is the same history. Every team doesn't do that.
Okay.
So the Colts, Indianapolis Colts, have all their history, right? They're able to.
Only thing they don't have is the Super Bowl trophy from Super Bowl V. That is still belongs to the city of Baltimore.
Okay.
That and the Colts marching band still belongs to the city of Baltimore because the Colts marching band turned into the Fighting Ravens marching band when they moved into the new stadium. If you've never seen the 30 for 30, the band that wouldn't die, I suggest you watch it. Be careful because you will cry, but it's a great 30 for 30 and I love it.
I ain't
One of my
watching
favorites.
a band show.
I ain't watching anything about the Ravens. I
Bands for
definitely try.
geeks.
But give me the Knicks in this and 5. And Matty Ice right on time. Because Indiana is so good. I don't know how the Knicks could beat them, but I think they beat them in 5. Oh, they're so good.
What team do you guys give the coach? Who do you give the coaching edge to?
I'm always going to give it to the Knicks because I'm a Tibbs guy. I'm a Tibbs guy through and through.
Yeah, I agree too.
Okay. Just curious to know.
Well,
Who do you give?
go ahead. You answer, Keith, and then I'm gonna go after you.
Who do you give it to, Keith?
Me?
Yeah.
Who do you give the coaching edge to?
Yeah, I give it to Tibbs, but I hope he don't let me down here. I mean, I want him to be not more creative, just more pliable with his approach, right?
Well, I hate it that I want New York to win the championship. God damn, it didn't even sound right saying it. But I think Brunson deserves it more than any player on any other team, guys.
All right, can I throw this out there real quick? Why are the Knicks and Knicks Sports Talk talking about Giannis? It's almost like they're trying to
hold that thought, Keith.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Hold that thought.
All right. I just
you too early on this segue. Hold on. Let me get my pick out, and then we're gonna say right into it. So I guess maybe I'm trying to break the jinx or whatever, but I'm gonna take the Pacers in this series because they're hot right now and they can score from everywhere. And I think the kid that's going to be the X factor for me in this series for the Pacers is Benedict Mathurin. I think Mathurin, or whatever how you pronounce his name, I think that kid is a scorer. He can do whatever he wants to do, and I think this will be his stage of coming out. I think Halliburton will be the perfect mix of passer Halliburton, scorer Halliburton, because I think that dig from the correspondent earlier, I think that fueled him this season, and especially this playoff season. I mean, in the paint, I'm not really too worried about Miles Turner and I'm not worried about Miles Turner and Karl Anthony Towns. But I mean, this is going to be interesting. This is going to get real interesting. So that's where we are on that.
That kicks off tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, that kicks off tomorrow night.
That's a must see.
So KG.
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. tip.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hey, can you take the questions real quick? I got a interesting call from my sister, so I want to check on something real quick.
Okay, no.
All right. You got the questions I sent you, right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Now, first and foremost, Jack, Keith, here's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
First question. For Boston, do you keep Jaylen Brown or do you let him go? Now, looking at his contract, coming up next year, his cap hit goes up to $53 million. And he's still under contract all the way up until 28-29.
Oh, it's 4. Okay. I knew he just signed a 5-year deal, I think, 4 or 5-year deal.
Yeah.
Right after Tatum signed his. So I don't think they're going to lock him up with a big deal. Okay, finish your question. I'm sorry. I already know it. That's
no, the question is stay or go. Jaylen Brown, stay or go. That's question number 1.
He gonna stay. He gonna stay. The team wants him to stay. Why? I mean, them two are like peas and carrots. Came in one year after another. Same pick, number 7 pick, both of them. So they're like peas and carrots, man. I don't see breaking them up. And Jalen's had a chance. You know, he's had time to leave. He's been here 7, 8 years now. So I don't think he's going nowhere. I think he's a team ball player and wants ships. And if this team stays like last year, we were all sitting there, oh man, who's going to leave Boston? Who's going to leave Boston? I mean, who's hardly nobody. And then this year, yeah, I think we're going to let go of Hauser, possibly Porzingis, and hopefully bring in a few new key pieces. But I don't see Boston letting Jaylen Brown go or Jaylen Brown wanting to go. So I think they just lost in the quarterfinals and they was upset. And they just got to get over that and get started again. I think that he's going to stay in Boston. I don't see him going nowhere.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, isn't he a Robin? I mean,
pretty much. But can be Batman on any night.
He's a great Robin. I mean, he can be Batman on 20 nights a year, whatever it is. He seems fine with that to me. Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't see him pressing the issue, wanting to get out. Now, if you're Boston, I think it's going to be hard to find a dance partner with that contract for a Robin. Right. So I think, I think mutually the right play is to keep them peas and carrots. Like you said, Jack, keep them together another year, playing ball together. Jalen was hurt most of the year, wasn't he? Didn't he have meniscus injury? Take injections on the knee.
Yeah, early in the season.
He probably feels like he owes it to the city, he owes it to the team, he owes it to himself to come back healthy next year and play a little bit better. He didn't have the best season, but I think he's got
to be Batman next year because Jay ain't coming back for a while. We might not. I don't think we'll see Jay till playoffs.
So maybe that's the play. Let's see if he can be Batman one more year. Mm-hmm. So maybe the conversation, we talk about trading him in next year's.
Well, I think this is his chance to show I can lead a team.
Right.
And I look forward to seeing how he stands up to the challenge because it's definitely there. I mean, the whole team's got to stand up to the challenge.
Who's on the roster now, Jack? That if they don't, draft someone or acquire via trade someone, is there someone else on the team that could step up into that 1B role? Does that player exist?
Well, I tell you, Boston got several guys that can take the rock and score when they got to. Even Sam Hauser, he's put up 30 3 times this year, and that's a bench guy. Peyton Pritchard could step into a nice role if he got starter minutes.
Yeah, but he's going to get schemed up. He's not going to be able to. He's impactful because he comes in spurts and yes. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's game planning for you like that, and Pritchard's not going to. I don't think
he's going to be your spot guy
on the regular.
Correct, but I think we need a new big because Horford's getting old. I think Boston might let him hang around just because he's been there, been low, been through everything.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see. I haven't even dug in to see what contracts look like right now and who is eligible for free agency from Boston. So that's something I usually look at after the whole finals is over and everything to see who or what teams contracts are running out. So
I think early results is Hauser, Horford.
Right, got Hauser 1 year last year. Yep.
And I think I'll double check on Spot Track, but I thought what's the kid Derek White? I thought he was one as well. I'll check that out real quick as we keep going along.
So Horford, Cornette, and Craig are free agents at the end of this year.
Okay.
Well, Craig can roll. Any of them can roll, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not dogging on Horford. I respect him. He's given us some good times here in Boston. But any of those three could walk, if you ask me. Nobody we got to beg to come back.
So you're going to see a lot of turnover. I mean, your best player's out for the year, and you're going to have, 3 sort of glue guys, if you will.
Well, we need that youngin that we drafted to step up a little bit more. I didn't think he had the season he should have. Was it Shenling or something like that? You got the roster up, Keith?
No, I just have the free agents up, but I could get the roster.
I got it. Schindler. And that's the thing. Didn't play that damn much. That's why I hardly know his name.
Baylor Shearman.
Yeah, he came out of the WCA St. Mary's.
That's your favorite school.
I know, right?
South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
No, he came out of Creighton.
Baylor Shearman.
Yeah, came out of Creighton. Maybe he was at that.
Yeah. He played at both schools. I see it now. Yeah, he played at both schools.
Some of these boys play at 2 or 3 schools, so we got to watch that when we check schools, man. It's crazy. But I don't feel he did. I mean, he didn't get the minutes, and he was wicked at Creighton, dude. He was wicked. 3-point drives, block shots. He's nice, man. And he's only 6'6". But man, he only gave you like 4 points a game last year coming off the bench, and I was expecting more from him. So let's see what he does in the offseason. And because we picked him late, man. He was like 26, something like that. We got him.
Yeah, he was picked 30.
He was last.
He's picked 30.
Yes, that's right. We won the ship. So I expected more out of that young man. Like I said, the key word is young. So you can, between your first rookie season and the first off season, you can change tons. You tend to mature quickly, So, Boston's got to add some pieces. I don't want to continue sitting there and I could talk about Boston for an hour, but
please don't.
That's what I see, man.
Well, couple of comments for you, Jack. The boss BJ said there's always a partner when you talk about if you want to trade Jaylen Brown, Otto Porter. I said that for the longest. I said that with Otto Porter. I said with John Wall. I said nobody's taking that contract.
Nah, anybody taking it.
Yeah, I said that. I was like, nobody's taking that contract. Somebody will take that contract.
I mean, I never thought anyone would take the Beal contract. Somebody took the Beal contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Mookie doing? Mookie don't.
And J Dub said OKC took their first lead of the game, 17-16.
Yeah, I saw Minnesota slow down a little bit. They came out of the gates running though.
And J Dub said it's sad how much they let these guys walk in the NBA and don't call travel. They haven't called travel since the early 2000s.
Did y'all see that video I sent y'all in the chat, Midnight Rider KG? It was LeBron. Somebody got a steal and kicks it to LeBron at like the circle, the other side of the circle. Man, he took 6 steps and dunked. He never dribbled, man. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, walk. You got, I don't know, man. I don't know. They fall on the ground and roll over. When I played, that was a walk too.
Yeah, the
if
Pullman.
If you fell on the ground and got back up.
And
the Pullman gets me. The Pullman gets me.
They hold that thing like a plate.
I mean, it's just like, other than that. Yeah, 2017 Minnesota right now.
Oh, can I get my say in this?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
no, you good because I know I had to step out for a second. No. The reason for this question is because, like we said, we talk about the second curtain.
No,
I don't know how many people know about it, but the penalties that come with it, and I think Boston may want to try to get themselves a break. That's why I brought this up as a question, because I've heard people say, and I'll give the shout out to Craig Hoffman, the evening drive person on the Team 980. He was just saying that the way Boston is set up, they have their own picks going forward. They can move him, gain some other picks, probably pick up a player, maybe get younger. So when Tatum comes back, you have somebody for 2027. I'm sorry, 2026. So that's just the thought process the 26-27 year.
Yeah, there's a
is you set
possibility Tatum
yourself
don't
up.
come back.
Say that again.
Mhm.
I didn't hear what you said, Jack.
I said there's a chance Tatum might not make it back in that season. Complications can happen, anything. So it's definitely. I don't think he's going to be back in 2025. It's going to be
Right.
January, February, maybe even March.
Technology has changed a lot, Jack. Guys are coming back quicker with ACL tears than they were. You used to be out for a year. Now you're out for maybe 4 months, maybe 5, and you're back to working out. Achilles tears used to be.
I think another angle, a part of this Midnight Rider is how, if you moved Brown, what does that do to Tatum? And is he going to want to be there? And all of a sudden, is he going to force himself out because the organization didn't do something he thought was in his best interest or for his friend?
Great question. And the kicker to this is it could be the organization wanting to move money around, and they have that conversation. You're not here next year. You're out all the season. We don't want you to come back in. And let's think about this also. We've had a lot of guys have an Achilles tear and then turn around and in the midst of their rehab tear the Achilles again. So there's that possibility. But I just think the only reason, again, I bring this up is second curtain, money coming out of your pockets, the penalties, because then you have an opportunity to kind of clear the deck a little bit and reset your franchise. And you're not going to trade them for nothing. You're going to get you a quality player to put on the wing and play alongside Tatum when he comes back. Go ahead, Jack.
Jack? You're right.
Oh,
I thought you had your hand up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you hear me?
Quickly, Jack, can he live up to the contract? Can he live up to his current contract? Brown.
Who? Can anybody live up to their current contracts? Jesus.
Well, I mean, in relative speak, because I can hit you with the Al Goldie. I can hit you with the Al Goldie and say today's overpay is tomorrow's bargain. You know what I mean? Like that contract may not look terrible in 18 months to 2 years.
Yeah,
depending on how he plays next year.
I think he definitely can. I do.
I think Boston falls on the sword then.
To go into the season knowing that you're top dog A1 QB1 type shit, he's gonna prepare different, and that's good because he already prepares like a dog. But preparing his A1 day one, I think that's gonna bring out a different animal in JB. So he's definitely a dog.
All right, so you keep JB. What do you target? Because now you're probably mid-20s in the draft. What's your target? Man. You're taking a big man? Okay.
You need a big man. And with today's game, you need a scoring, running big man. You got to shoot three. But I think we need a young Porzingis. And I do. I think Porzingis might be done. I mean, this ailment has hampered him almost the entire 2025 year. It started back in February.
Such a supreme talent, man. He's missed so many basketball games. It's unbelievable. And when he was with the Wizards, I think that was like the most healthy year he ever. I mean, that's how he got. You know what I mean? And getting to know him a little bit just in the interviews, being in local, local TV and the Wizards broadcast, seemed like he was a great dude. I hate to see him go through all that, but I think you're right. Yeah, it may take one more flyer on him, one more season, but he's getting close to the finish line for sure.
All right. We already covered that. Let's get Sam Morrow some love. He said almost missed the show. Yeah, I was waiting for your early text or early message. Jack Wagner, no. Sam Morrow again. Sunrise should be called the Sunrise Glider. Don't know where we're going with that. I'm gonna let you have that one. Boston will struggle next year. To quote the great Tupac Shakur, I love LA. Anybody that plays Boston. big changes have to come from Boston's roster next year. They almost have to. And that's kind of the thought process behind the question. Is I think there's going to be change. Just don't know where that change is going to happen. Samar, man, I don't want to get old. I wish I could cryogenically freeze like Demolition Man. I don't know where Sam's going with that one either, but all right, I'm with him. The next NBA question we have, and I'm going to try to get through this one. Jack, you brought it up earlier when we were talking about KG's favorite commentator, Kendrick Perkins. But what does Milwaukee do with Giannis? I'll ask it that way.
Go ahead, Keith.
I mean, these NBA franchises get themselves in such a bad spot when the player has so much damn power. You know, I think they're meeting this week to sort of figure out what they both want to do. I mean, as soon as he says he doesn't want to be there, right? He doesn't want to be there. They got to, you don't, you can't make. You can make him play there, but he's not going to be Giannis, right? So what they can't have happen is Giannis say, and it's out there that I'm only going to go play for X team, right? Because Milwaukee can't pay the bidding war that way. If Giannis, the finals are over and Giannis is over in Greece, on vacation, somebody sticks a microphone in his face, he can't say, yeah, I want to play for the Knicks or wherever he wants to play, because that's going to keep him in Milwaukee, in my opinion, because that's going to totally put Milwaukee in a situation where they're not going to get top value and create a bidding war for a top, what is he, a top 4 player in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's elite.
Definitely.
Elite player. So, I mean, this isn't like Dame going, that's kind of what happened with Dame, right? Dame said, I don't want to be here anymore, and they made it work and sent him, but this ain't Dame. This is Giannis and is a top 2, 3, 4 player in the league. So to answer, I don't have an answer. It really depends on what Giannis says. It's up to him, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Jack, what you got?
Yeah, no, I agree with you to an extent. Dame didn't give Milwaukee, I think, what they was expecting out of Milwaukee. He didn't give what I was expecting. It's not the same Dame that was, Dame time. I ain't seen Dame time in 3 years. Love the player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trashing Lillard at all. But I just don't feel he gave Milwaukee what they expected. I mean, shit, they expected a couple titles by now. And Giannis deserves a shot, man. I mean, he's been there. He's put his dues in. If you're not going to build around him, go build a super team. Go play with the other all-stars like LeBron and all them do. I think Giannis is gone. I think he might go to Philly. I could see, and if he go to Philly, I think that would straighten out Joel Embiid shit that's going on, man.
Well, you can't have Embiid and Giannis on the same team, can you?
Why not? You got LeBron and AD on the same team. Almost same.
Man, you talk about oil and water. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't see that mix. And I don't think Philly. I mean, the only asset Philly would have is number 3. Like, does Milwaukee love somebody at 3?
Not give a one to Giannis.
Oh, I need 3. I need Maxey. I need a lot.
Right.
No, they're not going to give it to Maxey. They might give him the number 3 and maybe, a 2 and a 3 next year. Something like that. He's definitely get a 1 for him.
It's not enough money, Jack.
Might be some cash on the side. You never know what these cats are going to do nowadays.
Nah, you got to make the money match in the NBA trade.
Yeah.
So you can't get that. You can't go just all draft picks because the draft slots don't even give you enough. Even if you threw in like a trade exemption, you got to give up a body. And the question becomes, what body from Milwaukee?
Give up Harris.
Huh?
Your boy. Give up your boy Harris.
Don't nobody want Tobias but KG. Come on, man. I mean, that's the part where it gets tricky. And I think Tobias is somewhere else. Tobias sucked it up for somebody. Stunk it up for somebody else this year.
I need Josh Harris, the owner of the Sixers, to save his money for the hometown team here. You know what I'm saying? He'll be spending it on.
Josh got a basketball player.
I don't think they too worried about money because I think that RFK deal is going to have them so set up that they're going to rake him money hand over fist. If they can control the leasing of some of the properties and they don't have to share that with the city, that's trust me. And I think that's where the city some of the councilmen might try to dig in the hills, is if they can get a little bit more money out of the project itself towards the city.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different thing. Yeah. Giannis.
I remember when Harris started doing this whole rebuild in Philly. I don't know what was it, 5-6 years ago. The wife and I were it was 2 or 3 years into it, okay? And we were at a Philly game I think it was MCI at the time, or what's it called now, guys? Capital something?
It's probably Verizon
Capital
Center.
One. It's Capital One.
Capital One. So I was at it was Verizon Center, I believe. Anyway, I was at a Wizards game and they were playing Philly. And we had pretty nice seats. Next thing you know, man, you just look over and all this red. And it was Sixer fans. Thousands of them. They start chanting, "Trust the process." Because that was what the owner said when he started pulling strings. Trust the process. So they chant. I mean, it's rocking the MCI Center out. You thought we were in Philly. And then he buys the Washington team. And I'm like, uh-oh. What kind of process I got to trust here? But so far, so good, Mr. Harris. I'm down with you.
The Sixer fans in Philly, they do not care for Josh Harris.
I know.
You could do a whole nother show on that.
Almost as bad as as Dallas don't like Nico.
Yeah, but the difference is Philly is just Philly. Like Philly's the one place that I tell people all the time. Instead of listening to our radio and hear our fans bash this team during the Snyder era, I would turn into WIP, especially after a loss, and just hear the number of guys that were pulled over on the side of a bridge ready to jump. How many times they tried to fire Howie Roseman? Now they probably got kids named Howie. It's amazing how Philly fans turn and change. And
even this year with Sirianni. I mean, they want to shoot. They were week 4, week 5 this year. They want a Sirianni gone. And now he just re-upped his contract today, I think it was, or yesterday.
Yesterday, yep.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, one last NBA question, and we gotta get out of this and get going to a couple other things. I'm gonna take this. Are we big on this RG3 Ryan Clark thing? Honestly,
I'm not big on it. I mean, all
right, we'll take the quick walk around on that. But before we do that, personal question from me is, do you think LeBron's back? And then what do you think LA does next? Real quick. And if you don't care, just say you don't care. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't care right now until we get through these playoffs. Then I'll start to think about what LA is going to look like this offseason. But I haven't given it much thought, to be honest with you, up to this point. What you got, Jack?
Looks like Jack's thinking. While Jack's thinking, I think the situation with LA is they need a big, and I don't know where that big's coming from. Unfortunately, I think they're going to sacrifice Dalton Connect because I don't think the next draft pick we have is until like 2044. So, I mean,
definitely ain't got no twos. Gave all the twos to the Wizards.
We gave away all the twos. We gave away the ones. Like it's crazy. Yeah, I think it's either Connect or Reeves. And I think the question becomes, who do you think you get the better offer for? Do you get the better offer for Reeves, or do you get the better offer for Connect? I think it's Reeves.
Yeah, it's Reeves. But I mean, Connect's on the rookie deal, so financially you might be Connect, but player-wise, I think ready to go and help a team next season, it's definitely Reeves. I think it's Reeves for sure.
All right. So, quick comment.
Man.
It says LA needs to try to move LeBron, but I don't think that'll happen. I mean, I don't think it can happen. I mean, how do you move a 40-year-old superstar out of LA? I just don't think that's. I mean, that's got to be somebody really pressing the panic button for that to happen.
Yeah, unless he wants to come off the bench in Cleveland for the league minimum next year. I mean,
He's
that'd be
definitely not
about it. I know, I'm joking.
I know you are. And I think Cleveland's another interesting team. So next week, next Tuesday, Jack, if you got your notes, let's talk about Cleveland, Golden State, and who else just lost? We already talked, and the Nuggets. Cleveland, Golden State, and the Nuggets. Be the next three teams we kind of talk about next week and like what they should do with their all season. Hey, Jack, we got you.
Man, he's just staring over in the
All
space.
right, he's staring off of space. So let's go ahead and hit this real quick. Panthers versus Canes update. Last I saw it was 3-1. It's still 3-1. Second period, 11 minutes, 42 seconds left. Florida's in the lead. I don't know if we need to do any picks or if we already did picks on this. So I'm just gonna keep going because we're at 127.
Yep.
I think we can kind of get through this real quick. RG3 versus Ryan Clark. So if you don't know, of course, after the aftermath of the Angel Reese foul situation with Caitlin Clark, her trying to fight Caitlin Clark, things came out. RG3 kind of said that that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Kind of used some inflammatory language. After that, Ryan Clark, because I guess his wife was in the background, they were kind of mimicking some stuff that young black girls do when they are in arguments. And I don't know if that was the first or the second video, but that kind of came out. And I think that's kind of what sparked Ryan Clark to kind of have his remarks. And I think his remarks was mostly like, your wife, who's white, can't tell your daughters or tell, women what the experience is like of being a young black woman. Then RG3 comes back. Matt said that basically that Ryan Clark attacked his family, which I think was over the top. Let's try to get out of this as quick as possible because I could care less about these two.
Yeah. I mean, both of these guys are essentially clowns for me, at this point. I mean, Robert's take was his take. The problem with the take was the wife in the background, right, egging him on and preach all the, just that's not professional. He's supposed to be a professional, the correspondent here would never do such a thing. You know what I mean? So that was just a rookie maneuver. I mean, Robert, he was here, right? We know he can be tone deaf at times, he's so self-aggrandized, stylized, all the time. He never can feel the moment for what it really is. And then for me, Ryan Clark should have just kept it about RG3's take. That's the part I think RG3. I was okay with RG3. Look, hey, you don't like my take? Don't like, let's stick to the take. I said Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. That was my take. Respond to that. I don't want to make news here, but I was listening to ESPN earlier, and Ryan Clark's got a baby by a Caucasian woman too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see why that makes it less credible. RG3's got a black mother he can reference. Or use as a resource when it comes to those types of things. So they're both wrong. They're both clowns. They're out both trying to get clicks. This ain't the first time either one of them has been in the news for the wrong reasons, in my opinion, and it probably won't be the last. I'm just going to leave it at that.
You hit the nail on the head. They both of them always trying to drum up some drama or blame something on somebody. like I say, man, I think sometimes Ryan Clark speaks up to be too big for his britches, man. He was all right. Man, he was all right. In a Hall of Famer or nothing like he talks. So I don't take nothing either one of them to say to the head, man. I don't.
Yeah. I agree.
Just to get us out of this real quick, and I'll promise KG to put a pin in it for his thoughts on Thursday. I thought the fact the reason he brought up the wife, I get it because of the mimicking in the background.
Yep.
I think that's the reason
he opened himself up to that. I mean, he did.
And then in true Robert fashion, he was like, "You attacked my wife." Like, no, dog, you had her in the background, being your hype man, being your Flavor Flav. And I think that's the one thing that just bothered me about the whole situation. I thought the whole situation kind of got overblown. It was a hard foul. There is supposedly an investigation into the crowd itself, and if there were any kind of racial remarks or slurs said while she was taking her free throws, which I don't know about, and we'll let that play itself out. The problem I have with that is like, why do we have to do so much research? Like, we got boom mics. Play the boom mic, play the replay. Let's figure it out and move on from there. This grandiosizing an investigation just sounds stupid to me. And that's really all I got on it. I heard enough about it today that I was kind of fatigued on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think this is probably more so something that KG wanted to get to. Let me see if there's anything in the comments. Hopefully move Jokic to LA. That's not happening.
Jack said that, didn't
he?
Yeah, I knew Jack said that.
I don't even know what this means. Julie is Randall with
Julius Randle.
Oh, okay.
With the gas on the deep three.
Got you. All right, cool. I'm glad you translated that for me. Because I thought he was saying something else completely. So I totally missed the boat on that. Let's see what we got next. Let's hop baseball real quick. And then baseball, we're talking about real simple. Couldn't have titled any better myself, even though I did title it myself. It's called the O's Woes. What's going on in Baltimore? I think they lost another one last night. I think they had 5 at minimum because they lost 4 to the Nats or 3 to the Nats.
They're losing 3-0 right now in the bottom of the 7th. I mean, they're going to lose again.
Good God Almighty! For a team with so much promise.
I know. I sent you another video today. It was about the decline of the Baltimore Orioles, who 2 seasons ago won 101 games.
Yep. And last year I think they won 90.
But with the same young bats, everybody was coming up, boom, 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 boom. And then, you lose a few arms. I mean, everybody's blaming it on pitching, but they're not hitting the ball the best either. So I don't know what the hell happened to this team, man. I really got to dig in deep and figure something out myself, because they're only about 5-6 games above the goddamn who was it, Colorado or Chicago got 7 wins. One of them 2 teams suck.
Colorado.
So yeah, they're only 6-7 games ahead of Colorado. And that's not good, man. 15 games below 500. That means you're 20 games out of first place. And to make up 20 games, man, that take 2-3 months. So it's time to start, man. You can't wait till the All-Star break. By then, it's damn near too late if they stay on this course.
Well, they definitely got an All-Star on that team. Not
right now, man.
That's for sure.
I can't even think who's hitting the ball the best.
You said the word team earlier, and that's just what they're not, man.
Right.
It's just.
It was Cedric Mullins. Cedric was tearing the cover off the ball beginning of the year. But it's ugly, man. It's ugly.
I mean, I'm looking at the pieces right now, who they could trade. He's probably the only one that somebody would even want. I mean, Gunnar, Adley, Westberg.
Or go down in the farm system and trade one of them.
I mean,
trade one of them boys out of the farm system. Don't we got a hellified catcher down there?
Yeah,
got
I mean,
some stuff down there, but the problem
gotta
that's
catch it.
happened.
Go
The
ahead.
problem that's happened with the Orioles is they waited too long, and then they tried, and where they lost the team was, and somebody said this, and this is why Hyde was the issue, was he was trying to play 2 or 3 guys in a platoon rotation situation. So guys just, I think he lost the team, and I don't know if they can get the team back because you can't really go out and hire a new manager to start this off. So more than likely, you either hired the pitching coach, the bench coach, or whoever, and all of those guys have been there the whole time. So that's their problem.
At the trade deadline last year, last 2 seasons, they took these little smaller swings at bringing someone in, you know, and they lost every one of those, you know. I'll call them smaller. You know, they got rid of Stowers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stowers. Who Stowers is?
We talk about Stowers every week, baby.
He's like third in barreled balls this season in baseball. You know what I mean? So obviously, it looks like they traded him for a journeyman pitcher who's out of the league now. You know, or in somebody's elderly farm system somewhere. So
right,
Elias got a lot of things wrong, and Elias is next. You know, I think he can. I think he can identify talent. I'm not sure in his ability to develop it, and I'm definitely not sure. I definitely know that he can't retain it and keep players once they're developed to perform, because that's facts. I mean, Adley, Gunnar this year, I know he's been a little bit hurt. I think he's probably will come around. Westberg, Kowser's been hurt. I mean, Mayo. They got a lot of problems, man. They got so many positional players too. Right. That was one thing I always looked at. They got, I mean, how many second and third basemen? Holiday, we haven't mentioned him, right? So yeah, they're not a team. I think you guys are right. Hyde lost this thing from jump, and it just compounded itself, and it's been off the rails pretty much since March, early April.
But I thought you had to move Kyle Stowers to begin with. If he wasn't in your core 3, I thought it was either him or Mullins that had to move right away. And now he's hitting. But
Kobe Mayo's a guy that somebody they could have traded.
Yep.
Yeah, but what you getting? I'd rather, if I'm a team looking for young talent, I'm looking at Kirsten, Kozer, Stowers when he was there. Like I want one of your guns. I don't want Mateo, who I don't know what I'm gonna get from. You know what I'm saying?
He can't get on base, but he can steal one when he does get on base. That's a terrible thing.
I'm good on that.
He batting, 190.
Yeah, and that don't do anything good for the team. And I think also the part that's hurt them more is the fall off of Adley Rutschman. I think Rutschman's injury last year, and I don't know if he's healthy this year or not. I haven't watched them too much, but I think he's killing them right now. If he was giving you regular catching numbers, 265, you know what I'm saying, maybe 7 or 8 home runs right now, I think you'd be okay with it. But he's not even giving you that right now. He's not giving you a steady bat. I don't even know what the steady bat is in this lineup right now.
No, they don't have one. I mean, I think Mullins is the most consistent.
And I always thought
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I always thought they should have moved off of Mountcastle and Hearn. One of them should have been gone.
Yeah, I forgot about Mountcastle. I mean, that's another invisible man.
Well, yeah, we got that boy. We got that boy O'Neal too, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah, Tyler O'Neal plays home run on opening day.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's been hurt twice this season. I think he's hurt now.
But Keith, did you know he has hit a home run on opening day 6 years in a row?
That's incredible.
That is nuts.
That's
nuts. It does nothing for me now.
I ain't done shit since he hit that home run opening day. But I don't know. The Birds didn't do nothing to get better in the offseason. That right there was a red flag for me off jump. I talked about that on our MLB preview show. They did nothing to get better. Brought in a 42-year-old pitcher.
They lowballed the hell out of Corbin Burns. I mean, trying to get him.
Corbin wasn't coming back.
He wanted to go west
in Arizona.
Nah, I mean,
Yeah, he lives out that way.
he loved being here, though. I know he lived out that way, but he loved this team. He loved being here. If the offer would have been comparable,
Nah,
Think
you'd had
so?
to go. You had to go 10, 15 over to get him to stay.
nah.
You'd have to make him want to stay. I believe.
I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not true.
I think he was one of those guys that he was so set on going back home that
I
he
think he's gonna
wasn't.
retire there. I loved him. Loved every bit of him.
Yeah. It's a
He
dog
let me down a
competitor.
few times too, but
He sure did.
So you think they move because I mean they do have a good bullpen. Do you think they get off of some of these bullpen arms to try to help create something? Bullpen arms and hitters. That's all they got to offer.
Yeah.
Or do you think they hold tight and try to figure it out as they go along?
It's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the bullpen arms, Dominguez, the other gentleman's name escapes me, and then one of these position players is going to have to be one of these infielders. Holiday, Westberg, Mountcastle. I don't think they'd trade Rutschman. I don't think you get anything for him anyway. But yeah, one of those three.
no,
I think it's
we
gotta be
got
more
plenty of infielders. We got 3 third basemen.
You got Urias.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got Revere, and then Mateo can play third. Mayo plays third. Westberg plays third.
Yeah.
And I mean, shit, even Henderson can play third. So they got infielders.
That's what I said.
for days.
2 years ago, I said this team had to make a move to get pitching.
You did.
Otherwise, it's going to be trouble.
Yep. Eflin's fine. Eflin's a number 4 starter, maybe a number 3 starter. He's not a 1, which he's.
We don't have a 2.
Yeah, we don't.
I don't feel we have a 2. I mean, we need Rodriguez, man. That really hurt because it was supposed to just be a game or 2.
I thought what was an indictment was that old journeyman Suarez, who actually they got something out of last year, and actually to think he'd be able to do that again at a year. I mean, that's like malpractice. You know, I mean, come on. So yeah, Elias he's got to be his days are numbered. He's got to go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, correspondent. I like that organizational malpractice, baby.
Yeah.
And as far as pitchers, I think Batista could be some good trade bait, man. Because I don't want to get rid of Cano. I like Cano.
Well, Cano's the guy I heard today in a conversation. Is somebody that they would think about.
Is that right? He's a beast.
Now, of course, this is a media person, so let's not put too much into it. But that was kind of a name that they danced around a whole lot. Anything to close out on this O's talk?
No.
All right, cool. Let's keep the party going. Couple of things in the NFL side. Fred Warner gets paid. I think it's 3 years, 65 million, 67 million. 49ers just keep re-upping some of their classics, I should say, in their lineup to keep this party going as long as they can. Any thoughts?
Everybody eats. And so,
Right.
I mean, it's like Philadelphia. I try to figure out how they're paying everybody. I mean, it just feels like Trent, I know Trent wants to get paid again, but Trent's got a big contract. Kittle, they just paid Purdy. They did unload Debo. They got the Ayuk contract, right? So yeah, I mean, I just be curious to see. I really need to get on Sport Track to see how does Sally. I mean, they got to be kicking the can down the road to some.
Oh, that can is being kicked and punted. I mean, you can get I'm talking about Reggie Roby leg extension punted down the road.
Yeah. I mean, McCaffrey's got all kinds of dead money. Like it's Fred Warner 29-1 cap hit this year. Trent Williams 21-1. Nick Bosa, forgot about him. That's another contract. So their 5 biggest contracts are Warner, Williams, Bosa, Kittle, Ayuk. And then they all make over 10. They all make over 10. They're going to make all over 10 mil next season.
But the question is, doesn't Trent doesn't have any guarantees left. So you could possibly extend Trent and give him a small number for this season and push everything out again. Here we go, punting that can down the road.
Mm-hmm.
No, because they already did that. So Trent's base salary is 1.2, but the way they've got it rolled, his signing bonus rolled at 14.6 of it is signing bonus, which means if they try to do something, they got it right now. They're looking at a $54 million dead cap hit with him.
Okay.
So I guess they could get creative and find some sort of way to minimize that dead cap hit and restructure the contract. But
Change some of the guarantees.
Yeah, they'd have to again kick the can down the road even further. But yep. So I'm amazed how they do that. How they're able to do that. So Purdy's
guaranteed.
Purdy's only a 5.3 million hit on 25 salary cap. So he's a great player. He's worth paying. You got to keep him on your team. I mean, you got to find a way. And he's a top 1 or 2 linebacker in the league. I mean, I think every stat, every metric you could look at.
He is. Yeah, I was on his stats a minute ago. He gets about 130 tackles a year. 17 game season. I think he should get more than that, but he's only got 10 sacks in his whole career, so he's not a big sack guy, but he is a smart defensive guy. He's probably got more interceptions than he does sacks. Warner does.
Or fumble recovery.
I had it up a minute ago, but grab the bags when you can. Yeah, he's got 10 interceptions and 10 sacks in his career, but he's got close to 900 tackles. So he's definitely all over the ball carriers.
Is his partner in crime Is Greenlaw gone? Is Greenlaw still there? Do we know?
I thought Greenlaw was a free agent this year.
Yeah,
I don't know that Greenlaw is there, but they're tying up their ends before it comes time to get in training camp. Be thinking football, not numbers. And that's where I think Dallas screws up, man. Dragging these contracts into training camp and stuff and not tightening it up, then tighten the other guy up and piss this guy off. So San Francisco's doing it the right way, in my opinion. Cut the dead weight and re-up your dues before it's time to get to work.
Well, sounds like Micah Parsons showed up for voluntary mining camp, but he's been coming and going like as he pleases. Like
he's wearing flip flops,
showing up at 10, leaving at 2. Like, I mean, he wants a contract and he's making it known.
He's doing the whole
Cincinnati doing the same thing. Hendricks doing the same thing. Come to camp, don't do shit.
Ayuk did it last year.
Deron Payne did it 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I say, I'm still not.
Marshawn Lynch got the greatest quote ever. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I don't get fined.
And that's what this is. I'm just here so you can't find me.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Let's get these last 2 out and then get out of here because we pushing 10 o'clock. Owners approved that the NFL players can play in the flag football in the Olympics. Basically, it's one guy per team. They give them a salary cap guarantee. So if the guy you lose, there's an insurance thing out there for if you lose a guy because of the Olympics for the season, you get a salary cap credit. So the owners got everything they wanted. So there was no reason for them not to go 32-0 on this. I personally think, as a person that's played a lot of flag, I don't know if the NFL players are going to be ready for what they're going to get because they're going to think it's regular football. Yep. And some of these flag teams, some of the plays and some of their designs, I think if I were a country, I would invest heavy in my guys that actually play flag over some of the pros because I think they're going to get shocked with the difference in the way the game is played.
No doubt. I I got me a flag football teaching moment yesterday. I watched it quite a bit. I watched 3 games yesterday of the youth championships. It's been on NFL Network, and I didn't realize how much the game has grown. I mean, the way these kids play, it's sick. There's a total different way to run. You run with the ball up because, you know, the regular run kind of blocks the flags. So a lot of those kids run because I was tripping at first. I'm like, damn, flag football don't teach ball security. You know, they all have the ball like this. And then I learned later that they do that. And then a lot of spin your hips while you're doing moves. And you short guys are hard to get. I really learned a lot. I didn't like the mouthpieces some of them were wearing. I seen it on the girls first. Looks like a freaking pacifier, man. But it's got a little handle, so you ain't got no helmet to put it in. So I thought that was pretty funny. They even got a little bit of safety gear if you want to put a little bit of a helmet pad on. I think that's cool because they do get pretty physical out there. I was watching the 16-year-old boys last night. Their championship's coming up, man. There's a team from Pennsylvania. Got a quarterback that looked like some of them guys we seen the other night, Midnight Rider. This boy is swift. So, yeah, I learned a lot about flag football just yesterday by watching 3 games. Olympic sport, yeah, I think it could be. Putting NFL players in it, I don't think that's a good idea.
All right, so real quick on a bounce back. Greenlaw is in Denver playing for the Broncos.
Okay.
He's got an injured quad right now. So that's that information. Does anybody know about the tush push? Like if they actually came back?
I haven't heard a vote.
They're voting tomorrow, I think.
Okay.
So
it seems like there's more momentum than before. I think you need 24 votes.
Yes,
I think
24.
I think they only had 16 at first onset of it.
Yes.
So I think there's momentum. It's going to be, looking at reports, it's going to be close. Could go either way.
It's not going to be just the tush push. It's going to be assisting a runner. Period. I believe.
Pushing or pulling. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keith. Finish your sentence.
No, pushing or pulling a runner. I mean,
Well, pulling's always been illegal.
It's not a safe play. I mean, what if the other team? I mean, just like the kickoffs, it's the same thing. You're trying to avoid as much this. I mean, what if the other team ran up and met, the tush push at the same time? Like that's the only way really you can defend it. So I'm curious to see what happens. I mean, I'm so torn on this one because it's like stop it, figure out a way to stop it at the same time. I don't know. I've heard Jason Kelsey talk about that play, and he's on the bottom, and there's like just the absolute amount of humanity on top of him, and what that would do to your body. It seems like the D tackles get it's just not a safe
punished. I agree.
For them guys.
I'm surprised, people can get bruised kidneys and shit because these guys, tight ends, big running backs, they're the ones running in there banging the quarterback in the line. I had it happen to me when I was young on football. I caught a shot to the back kidney, man. I was peeing Kool-Aid for like 2 weeks. And I'm surprised that doesn't happen. But I know they all, quarterbacks got the flap jacket, but not all of them got protection in the kidney area. And that's what you're doing. You're hitting 2 or 3 guys in the back and just pushing them forward. I think it sucks. It's not an athletic move by my part. It's just we're going to overpower you and you can't do nothing about it. It's what it is. That line in Philly is sick.
It's a rugby play.
There you go.
Yep.
It doesn't have the same rules on.
But everybody can't do it, Chris, Keith. People have tried it and look like fools.
I understand that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm 50-50 on it. I could be, I'm fine either way.
I think they need to do something, but the way they got to make the language talk is make it all about the pushing the player in the back. And I think this is going to be an extensive year where they have a lot of conversations because, I mean, if you think about it, there's a touchdown in the Commanders versus the Lions game where they push – I don't think it's Rodriguez. Maybe it's McNichols. They push him across the goal line, but it's an offensive lineman pushing him. Like those type of plays, how much are we going to put those into the microscope because these guys are so used to being able to do it. That's going to have to be an extensive summer conversation with the officials and see how we call it from going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think it gets tricky when you have multiple. I mean, Philly will bring the tight end over, and then sometimes two backs or one back, and you have two or even three people pushing the quarterback into the line of scrimmage. So maybe there's a happy medium where you can only have one person assisting at a time or something.
I think you can go away from the person assisting the runner, period.
Yeah.
That's the only way it gets done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that tight end over there, that's my boy Go Dirt.
Yeah, go Dirt, baby.
Go Dirt.
Inside joke, Keith. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all good.
Did we miss anything from
fantasy team now?
I got two quick things, really quick.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Alex Sarr, first team all rookie team.
Really?
Who?
That's right.
No, Keith. No, Keith. Say it again, Keith. Say it loud.
Fuck Alex Sarr.
Alex Sarr, first team all rookie squad.
Yes, sir.
Bub Carrington, second team all rookie squad.
Now, Bub deserved it.
Okay, there we go. So
Bub deserved it, but Sarr, I ain't see shit out.
Maybe
of
the
him,
Wizards
man.
are starting to stack a few bricks. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping.
They've been doing that for 20 years, Keith.
They've been rebuilding since 80.
Don't get JoJo started on here now. Thank God you ain't in today. We love you, JoJo.
They've been rebuilding since 80.
Let's try to get ourselves out of here before the 2-hour mark.
Yep. All right.
Yes.
So let's go 15, 20 seconds. You got anything else left in the guys think that we didn't talk about that you wanted to talk about? And then if you're in the text chain, just throw you shoot Jack a message or whatever, anything we missed, and then we'll try to do it Thursday.
Okay.
If you want to jump in Thursday, that's fine with me as well.
All right. Sounds good. No, I just gave you mine. Boom.
Okay.
Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington.
No, yeah, that's great
squads.
for the Wizards. Great for them young ball players, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I disagree a little bit, but you know, congratulations to them two young men. What I got my last final thoughts are going to be: I'm wishing good luck to my Kent Island lacrosse men's team over there playing in state championship at Stevenson. I was trying to find an update on the score. It should be late in the game right now. They started 8:15, so hoping they can bring that hardware over to the island tonight, man. It's going to be a hell of a party if they do, man. They come in with police cars and fans with their trucks all painted up. It was badass the way they left out of here today.
That's cool.
Police escort to Stevenson. That's a good little ride, about an hour and a half, hour and 45.
Yeah,
So,
that's a lot.
We had both the women's and the men's in the semifinals this year in states, but the women did not make it, and the boys moved on. The boys have been a top-ranked lacrosse team in the state of Maryland probably for the last 10 years. We finally cracked the Maryland private school top 25, and I think we got as high as 12th this year. So
Nice.
Go Bucks.
All right. I'll be
All
paying
right.
attention to that.
To get us out
Waiting
on
to see a
time,
score.
Sunday, we went out, Jack Carr and I, field trip. QB Factory, Chris Boscia. Great time. Great watching these kids. I'm gonna tell you right now, I heard Marty Schottenheimer in my ear. There's a gleam, man. I felt the little gleam of the coaching coming back in my body, man.
Nice.
It was good times, man. I was just
It was.
Jack sat there. We were breaking down kids. I think the funniest thing is Jack didn't believe me when I talked about the number of left-handed kids that was gonna be out there. I knew it wasn't gonna be. I knew it was about 3 or more. I think I said 3. I said 3.5, right? I think I said
The cut was the cut was 2.5.
okay, yeah, and we got
Over
4.
under was 2.5. We're sitting there cracking bets, and all these parents are looking at us like, what are these jokers doing over there calling bets on the kids?
That's awesome.
And there was two. There was two for like 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, some left-hander just appears. I think Midnight Rider went outside, got him off sidewalk somewhere. No left-handed, shorty. Got a bet going.
Nice.
But It was awesome, Keith, man. They got a hell of a program going there at Quarterback Factory. As I said, I made a TikTok about it. It's one of the most efficient football workouts I've ever seen. There was no downtime. Even when the boys came to get some water between reps, man, it was boom, boom.
Shit.
And like I say, I'm sure their folks are paying a pretty penny for this training. So, yeah, you better not be bullshitting. Because this ain't no regular camp. Like I said the other day, if you're looking for a football camp, let your fingers do the walking, because this ain't it.
Right.
This boy elite.
Ain't for everybody. Next time you guys have a rendezvous, you gotta let me know. I'll come down and say hi.
I'm always looking for somebody to go out on a date.
There we go. Let's do it.
Can we not call it a date? That's all I need.
Yeah, let's not call it a date.
My girls already named it a date when we hook up, Midnight Rider. The first time, because Keith, the first time we got together, I ain't seen this man in almost 2 years of doing video with him. So I still haven't met KG and BJ and them, but we're gonna get up in the summer, man, because we got to get out there and let everybody see what Sideline Junkies Podcast Network is putting out there, and get more people to come in and have fun with us, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that's the next step for us to grow.
Well, I'm definitely going to do, we can talk about the majors when they come around. When I hit these golf tournaments, maybe I'll do a hit or something. I think we talked about that the other day. Let's see if we can do something a little different, a little special. So see if I can do my little part.
We can get you on the TikTok, man. You can do some TikToks out there for us, whatever, Keith. Yeah, I like doing shit when you're out and about.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. All right, boys.
Cool deal.
Yeah,
looking good,
fellas. Well, it's time to bring this. Time to put this horse in the cabinet.
They're like the draft show, man. My ass fell asleep.
All right, so
can't feel my legs.
We got to end on that.
For the gentleman Jack, for the correspondent Keith, I'm the Midnight Rider. It's a Tuesday night flight. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night. We'll see you
good night, everybody.
Good night.
Tomorrow night, Coach. Who's the coach tomorrow night?
Oh, yes, sir. Tomorrow night, we got Mr. Justin Cunningham from Northern High School. He's put 13, 14 years in over at DeMatha, getting his coaching credentials from proper coach and Coach McGregor. He was over there with Coach Bauscher, Coach Peacock. Oh, he's got some good, as I say, coaches in the NFL come from the Belichick tree. Well, Coach Cunningham's another coach from the McGregor tree. I know so many great coaches that came out from Coach Bill McGregor, and Justin's another one, and he's doing big things down there in South County. I look forward to talking to him tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Watch me now.
In the passenger seat. Later, folks.
Oh, man.